Hey guys, Michael B. the Game Genie here, and who here likes deals on home arcade and arcade one-up products? Because on today's video, I'm going to be sharing a post-Black Friday sale with some of the best deals ever seen on arcade one-up products here north of the border, and I'll tell you more about it right after this. That's right guys, today we're going to be covering a post-Black Friday sale here in Canada, north of the border, on arcade one-up products where you're going to see some great deals and all-time low prices. I was lucky enough to get this information a little bit early, but if you want full details, this should show up on the Flip app, I think it's called, either today or tomorrow, and these sales start on Friday. And hopefully these sales are representative of what you guys will see in the US as well, if you're following along. Anyways, before we get started and I share details on the sales, I want to say thank you so much for everybody for checking out the video. If you like what you see, please go ahead, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and all that YouTube stuff. So guys, I'm not going to belabor this so many times. People in the arcade one-up community or even other YouTubers say stuff like this could have just been a post, but I think it deserves a little bit more attention than a plain post. So I'm going to go through and give it a little bit more detail, but here are the deals. The first set of deals that I see coming up, and as you can see, the Legacy cabinets, Pac-Man, Street Fighter 2, Hyper Fighting Turbo, and Mortal Kombat are all on sale again. It's no longer $150 off like they were on Black Friday, so you don't get as good a deal as Black Friday. But if you pass up on that deal, you're feeling a little guilty about it now. Those cabinets are on for $100 off. There's two on here that are of big interest. Of course, Blitz. Blitz was on major sale here in Canada for $5.99 during Black Friday. I picked it up. Unfortunately, somehow it's still not here. It was supposed to be delivered on November 30th, but it's still not available. My mistake, I guess, was I didn't pick it up from the Brick. I chose Best Buy, who use Purolator, and their slogan is, hey, relax, it'll get there. So I made a mistake. I should have got my Blitz cabinet from the Brick, but I won't make a mistake on this one I want to cover right away, which is the Pac-Mania cabinet, which is the lowest price I've ever seen for pretty much a brand new arcade one-up cabinet. I mean, this has only been out here for about, what is it, like 2 months, maybe a little bit more, but I don't think they came out here very long ago, and if they did, I just didn't pay any attention. But the Bandai Namco Legacy Pac-Mania cab is on for $299 Canadian. That's $350 off. Now, if you guys watched Chill and Chat with Michael B on Monday, I talked about how this probably was one of the lowest selling cabs from Arcade One-Up and probably well deserved. So guys, for those of you out there for looking for information and reviews on the Pac-Mania cabinet, unfortunately there aren't a lot out there, but lucky enough my buddy 19K Fox did pick up this cabinet originally, did a pretty good review. He talked about the good and the bad with the cabinet. Of course, there's problems with the screen. He also wasn't a big fan of the marquee as it uses the original Arcade One-Up light-up marquee compared to the now more modern version they used in Mortal Kombat and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I don't like the marquee as well because it strays away from the actual original, because the original actually had 3D art. But anyways, here's the cabinet. It's definitely got a much different look than other Pac-Man cabinets. I'm a huge Pac-Man fan and also a glutton for punishment, so I am in fact going to take avail of this $299 deal, I think, and pick up this cabinet and you know, put it through its paces. And I get to add Galaga 88, which is an awesome game, and I get to play with online scoreboards, even though I'm not that good at any of these games. The downside, of course, is the screen, but at $299, hey, I think it's worth taking a chance, even if this becomes my second Pac-Man arcade. Then, of course, guys, one that I think is a really good option if it was at a little bit lower price point. At $499, I would have an easier time recommending it, but I reviewed this cabinet as well, and that is the Midway Legacy Mortal Kombat 30th Anniversary. So guys, if you haven't seen it yet, I actually reviewed the Arcade One-Up Midway Legacy 30th Anniversary cabinet, and I thought this was a pretty good cabinet. Of course, noted the issues with the screen take a lot of the fun out of it, but at a cheaper price point, if you're into modding, you can justify switching out the screen. And realistically, if you're going to be playing directly in front of it and it's not that big of a deal to you, the picture quality is really good directly in front of it. The only time you're going to notice discolorization is from the left side of the cabinet and standing back from the cabinet and from certain angles. It's not perfect. Keep that in mind before you buy, but at a discounted price, the form factor, the online play, the games list, this cabinet is the winner, all except for the screen. So moving on, guys, we've got another massive deal. Now, I know in the States you guys have been blowing this one out forever, so it's not that big a deal to you, but for those of us here in Canada, the lowest price we've ever seen, the Arcade 1-Up Simpsons cabinet at $400 off for $399.99. Even if you think, hey man, it's just The Simpsons with bad button controls for Homer and bowling, it's $400 off. And honestly, I recommend this cabinet at a much higher price, so $400 off is a no-brainer. If you don't believe me, go check out my review of The Simpsons. All my reviews that I'm covering here and showing for these products will be down below in the description, so you can go check it out for yourself. The Simpsons is a fantastic beat-em-up. I have a bunch of fun playing online with friends, and bowling, a little bit too easy, but still a fun experience as well. Simpsons, one of the most classic arcade games of all time. Obviously, Arcade 1-Up massively oversupplied this game, did not understand the demand. Of course, there's the problem with the cabinet, in my opinion. The biggest one is the trackball placement and what they had to do with the buttons for Homer, who I mainly play as. But other than that, this is an amazing cabinet, and at $399 Canadian, that's a crazy price. I can't recommend anybody not to take a stab at picking up The Simpsons. Hey, maybe you can even mod it. I hear there's a soft mod where you can add the other 4-player Konami games onto it. And then last but not least, our last page of deals going down at Canadian retailers. I think mainly The Brick, might be at other ones, not confirmed yet, this Friday. We have a litany of other cabs that have been on sale throughout this whole process, but one coming in at an all-time low price here in Canada. At the original 3/4 scale with riser and light-up marquee price for the very first time, you can pick up Terminator 2 for $599. And believe it or not, this is another cabinet I reviewed. As soon as this became available, I went out to Best Buy. They had one in the store, and I picked it up for the full price of $849 Canadian. In the US, it was originally $699 Canadian, and as so many people have made fun of me and told me online, it's $100 per level in the game. The big drawback with this cabinet is, of course, it only comes with one game. It's the only Arcade 1-Up cabinet to feature just one game so far. And then it also features this ridiculous making of Terminator 2 that I have no idea why they did it. Of course, the drawback is it's not the exact same experience as the original arcade, as this features Sinden light guns that you move away from the screen with, but it is Terminator 2 and the experience is really good. Can I justify it at $599? I don't know, man. I can justify it at $849. I still love my cabinet as a piece of arcade art. But if you're more of a fair weather fan that you want to pick this up because it's a gun game and you're not in love with Terminator 2 and you don't have some kind of passion about the original arcade game and you're just picking it up because it's an arcade, keep in mind it is at a low price, but you may tire of it early. So just keep that in mind. Go watch my review, see what you think. I think it's still a quality product, but you make the decision for yourself. We've also got the Pac-Man Galaga Class of 1981 cab. This is a cabinet I haven't picked up. I haven't touched it all. Obviously, a lot of people love it. They say it might have the best games list of any Namco cabinet so far released from Arcade 1-Up. And that may be true, but me personally, I just can't get past the half and half art. I have the original Pac-Man cabinet. There's only one game on it that's not on another one of my Namco Legacy cabs or my Namco cabs, and that is Miss Pac-Man, and that's why I'm keeping it. But I would much rather have an online version with more games like this. $599, you get a little bit of money off, $100 off, but keep in mind, just like a couple weeks ago during Black Friday, this was in fact $499, $200 off, and that made me pause more. Maybe I could buy the cabinet and switch out the PCB and stuff and put it on my Miss Pac-Man, but alas, I didn't do it. So $100 off, Class of 81, it's an option. Moving along, we've got the NBA Jam Shaq Edition XL cabinet on sale for $699.95. Now, keep in mind, these sales specifically end December 15th. Same with the Miss Pac-Man. Might have missed that on some of the earlier sales, too. So $699.95, $200 off NBA Jam Shaq Edition. And guess what? I know you guys aren't going to be super surprised about this, but I reviewed this cabinet as well. I was lucky enough, Arcade1Up provided me this cabinet at a discount for the purpose of review, which is why I took a chance on it, and I'm glad that I did. While there's obviously still problems with the screen, like in the Mortal Kombat cabinet and Golden Tee 3D, this actually works a lot better than Golden Tee 3D, where the screen is more vertical, compared to in Golden Tee 3D, where the screen was on more of a slant, and those discolorization and washout issues were more prevalent. This cabinet is a lot of fun. It's basically the original Arcade1Up again. There's no new features really, just a much better form factor, a much better build, and just a bigger, funner arcade. I'm a big fan of it. It's got stupid art, but other than that, this is actually a pretty dope cabinet. Go check out my review, and maybe you'll pick it up for $200 off. We also have the Ridge Racer, $150 off. This is a pretty common deal that we've seen here in Canada. I've had my Ridge Racer now for, geez, almost close to a year maybe. I can't remember exactly, but I waited. It wasn't close to a year, but it's something like that. I waited. I was patient, and I waited for a sale, so I got mine for $6.99. I've never done a review on it. I feel like there's enough coverage out there. P-Dubs has a great review. Go check it out. This is an awesome cabinet. Doesn't get nearly enough attention. Definitely an awesome driver. For those of you who want more of that Daytona and, you know, cruising experience, this is a lot closer than what Outrun will provide to you. So go check it out. It's also got rumble with the steering wheel. It's really cool. And then moving down along, last sale, $200 off on Killer Instinct, $649.95. Originally, it was $849.95. We're not as lucky as in the US because they were blowing them out in the US with the Pro on the way. $649.95, save $200. So guys, this is another cabinet I have reviewed, but for the sake of transparency, I have to be honest, I have since sold this cabinet. Not because there's anything wrong with it. I actually friggin' love the cabinet. I thought it was awesome. But I did double down and made an investment and bought the Pro cabinet, which is going to be coming out in January. So I sent this cabinet out a little bit early, secondhand to somebody to make room for my Pro and make more room in my arcade. But Killer Instinct was a great cabinet. The review's up. Go check it out if you haven't seen it already and make your decision on whether or not you want to buy it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by this great fighting experience. Arcade1Up and Code Mystics did a great job porting this home to the home market. And also, one last thing on Killer Instinct. One of the big negative things about Killer Instinct before was the lack of spectate mode. But as we've just found out, Code Mystics have gone above and beyond, created a spectate mode outside of working with Arcade1Up. This is not even something Arcade1Up provided, but they've created a spectate mode for Killer Instinct, improving the online fighting community for the game, which is another big reason to probably jump on this and finally pick it up. Anyways, guys, that's all the post-Black Friday big sales happening at the Brick and potentially other Canadian retailers starting this Friday, December 9th. If you have any money left and if you have any room left in your home arcade, it's a great opportunity for us Canadians to pick up some cabinets at, honestly, some of the lowest prices I've ever seen for Arcade1Up products here in Canada, especially at this level of quality with the riser and light up marquee. Like for me personally, I think that Pac-Mania deal is insane. If you never bought a Pac-Man cabinet and you're looking just for one, the risk and reward at $299 is just bananas. Like you think about that, that works out with exchange to $222 US for Pac-Mania with the light up marquee, with the riser, and with the new modified cab build, online connectivity, and it's got a coin door. Yeah, I'm going to be picking up that Pac-Mania cab for $299. Can't help myself. I'll do it for a review, and if it's really that bad, man, you know, maybe I'll give it to my brother. Who knows? But I'm going to be picking up Pac-Mania. And, of course, anybody who hasn't picked up The Simpsons yet, $3.99, it's probably never going to go lower than that. I would jump on that deal for The Simpsons, even though you hear some people complain about it. I know RGT85 did a video. He was unhappy with it. The cab is still pretty badass, and The Simpsons is an awesome beat-em-up game, and playing online with people is super fun. So maybe consider that. I mean, there's opportunities for deals here, guys. And, you know, it's nice for once to be able to say, hey, Canada's got some pretty good deals happening. So anyways, guys, let me know in the comments. Do you think these deals are any good? Do you see anything there that piques your interest? Are you going to jump on the Pac-Mania cab for $2.99? Are you going to jump on the Simpsons finally for $3.99? What about Terminator for $5.99? What about some of the other deals there? Maybe not as good as Black Friday, but you missed out on it and now's your chance to jump. Let me know in the comments. Anyways, guys, once again, thank you so very much for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you guys next time.